Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique, and this video is brought to you by Hobby Lobby. So let's make a beautiful and whimsical wreath with fairies and mushrooms and all the wonderful supplies that you can get at your local Hobby Lobby. And if you don't have a local Hobby Lobby, don't worry. I have all the links to all the products that you can order online in the description box. So not only is this fun to make, but it's fun to shop for. So let's make a beautiful wreath together. Okay, so we're going to start on the swing portion of our fairy wreath. And I found these little signs in the back of the store in the wood section, the wood pile section of Hobby Lobby. And we are going to add a few more holes with our drill. Honestly, it's my husband's drill. I went to his toolbox and got it. And so you're going to just drill a few more holes in to make a swing. And then I just took a sanding block and just sanded it down just a little bit. Then you're going to take your favorite paint from Hobby Lobby, and I just chose like an ivory colored. I put a little too much paint on this, so you don't want to put as much paint as I did. And then I got it all painted on both sides, and we are ready to let that dry and make a beautiful little swing. Okay, so this is the little fairy girl that I picked. She was so pretty, and Hobby Lobby has these great little pamphlets throughout the store that you can pick up, and they had a version of this idea in that pamphlet. So make sure you grab those when you're at Hobby Lobby so you can get the supplies and make those projects. We're going to take some of our jute string. Again, I think in every project we do this. And I always put a little bit of Scotch tape at the bottom of it. It's just a little easier to put through the holes. You're going to do this on both sides because we have to create the chain links for our little swing here. And then we're going to get some E6000. It's kind of like important to use this and hot glue because it just is going to make sure that that porcelain fairy isn't going to go anywhere, and it's really important. So we're going to let our fairy swing set up, and we're going to grab these really cute mushrooms in the spring shop. These are super cute, but the problem is it's the wrong color for our decor. So I'm going to take some more Hobby Lobby paint. I'm going to just buff off some of the red paint on the top of this little mushroom, and we're just going to paint it. We're going to paint it this purplish color to match our little fairy. I wanted to make this wreath kind of whimsical, so this was a kind of an important step for me, and just like that, we have them all painted. And then we're going to add a second coat. Now here's the magic. We're going to take some glitter that I had on hand from Hobby Lobby, of course, and we're going to sprinkle some glitter over this second coat of paint. Because remember, we're doing a fairy whimsical wreath, so you know the mushrooms have to have glitter. So the next part is the wreath. This is the fun part. Now, I've been wanting to do like a crescent shaped wreath for a very long time, and I just wasn't really inspired by anything, but the fairies and the mushrooms at Hobby Lobby and the moss, that was my inspiration for this. Now, this is not a hard thing to do, but it can be a little messy, so just hold on with the mess, okay? We're going to take the bottom part here, and I'm going to take some wire that I got at Hobby Lobby, and we're going to secure the bottom. We're not going to finish it. And now I'm going to cut the top part. Now, here's the important thing. We want to make sure that we kind of variegate our cuts. We don't want it like right a straight line. We want to kind of take a little bit of the depth out of it to kind of make it a little bit smaller at the end. So you can see I'm doing that here. And then we're just going to go back, and we are going to now wrap that bottom with the extra wire that I had. And we're going to do this on the top part too. So do it on the bottom part and then secure it together. And we will begin the fun part of this wreath, putting it all together. So do it on the bottom and the top. So don't miss that part. This is an important step. Give it a little haircut if you need, but now we have it together. So what are our options? Well, you can use this moss that has a sticky background, but I chose the moss that we're going to actually just glue on. And one of the reasons why I chose this was I like the different colors. So have fun with this. Have as much moss or as little bit of moss as you want. It's really up to you. It's so much fun to do. so at the end, I just flip it over and I shake all the extra moss off. Now, if you're wondering what's on my mat, that is parchment paper and painter's tape. It just kind of helps clean up everything really easy. Now I have 2 of these faux greenery bushes that are just perfect. And what I wanted to do was put them at the bottom of our wreath to kind of give it a little bit more length. And I didn't cut any of it up because Hobby Lobby did a really good job on this one. And I love the way that it all looks together. So there was no need to cut any of these pieces up. Just really simple. And then I grabbed one of these fern branches that I had, and we're just going to add it here and there to kind of fill in. I feel like this kind of adds, you know, when I think of fairies, I think of like a rainforest and woods. And so this is going to add that feel that we're looking for this wreath. Now, another option could be is little fairy lights. You could add fairy lights on this wreath, and I think that would be such a special touch. And they have those at Hobby Lobby as well. So let's get done with the greenery, and then we're going to pop on some color, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do. So the next part we're going to do is I got a stem of these foam green flowers with little bits of yellow in the center, and I cut all the flowers off. And then what we did was we cut bits of the leaves, and I wanted to add those throughout the wreath, and it just kind of brings a different color but a different texture as well. So we're going to get our E6000 out, and we are going to use it on the backs of our mushrooms with a little bit of hot glue. These are more ceramic type of embellishments, so it's really important that we secure it onto our wreath well. I went back and added a little bit of chenille stems underneath of those mushroom caps on a couple of them just to secure them, and I just ran it through into the grapevine. I didn't need to do it for all of them, but it's just an added measure and precaution. So let's put our little fairy swing on our wreath. Now this could seem like a little difficult, but it really isn't, guys. You're going to take your strings and you're going to make a knot at the top. I just did a slip knot. And it was fairly simple to do. It's just going to take you a little bit of time to get it where you want her. So you're going to just like take the 2 strings together, as you can see, and I'm just going to make a simple knot. All right. And then we're going to flip her over. We're going to do it on both sides, make the knot, and then we're going to make adjustments on the back of this wreath with some zip ties. And that's pretty much how we're going to secure her to our wreath. And once I put the zip ties on the back, it really wasn't a problem when I started to hang up the wreath. And you can kind of like manage to put your wreath on your wreath holder in such a way that she's pretty steady. So as we are looking at this, I'm going to flip her over and you're going to see what I do with the zip ties. We're just going to take a few and just make some adjustments. And the zip ties are going to also help us keep the swing on our wreath. It wasn't too difficult. It just took me a little bit of time. You're also going to want to clip the back of those strings. And I only had to do this on one side, which was the side that is on the opening of our wreath. So pretty easy. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to go to the back of the store where the paper studio products are, where like scrapbooking is. And these little butterflies are so magical and so whimsical, we had to put them on our wreath. And you're just going to put them on wherever you find a spot. But listen, guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I know we're not there yet, would you leave me a fairy emoji in the comments? It is in the emojis. I checked before I got there. But this was so much fun to make. And this is like the fun part. This is like, I mean, every little girl would love this in her bedroom. I mean, seriously. And I love how it turned out. And it's just so, so sweet. The best part is you can get all these supplies at Hobby Lobby. And guess what? If you don't have a Hobby Lobby by your house, you can order every one of these products. I have them in the description box below. Order them online and make a beautiful wreath. This one was a fun one to make. I would really, encourage you to do it. And then I grabbed some of these daisies from the same area of the scrapbooking section. Remember, walk all the aisles at Hobby Lobby because you're going to find something that you didn't expect to find. And I wanted to put one on her little swing. And then again, we're just going to put it throughout the wreath. There are so many options at Hobby Lobby. Use silk flowers, use the paper flowers. Just have fun with it. And the last thing I want to show you was the other option I thought about, but I kept with the swing, was this little bridge that you can find where the fairies and mushrooms and little trolls are, and you could put a little fairy on it if you wanted to do this as well. Once again, thank you Hobby Lobby for sponsoring another wreath here on Julie's Wreath Boutique. And remember this, if you watch the whole video, make sure to leave a little fairy in the comments. It lets us know that you watched the whole thing. And we'll see you next Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a whole new wreath project.